Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talkin' Dirty with Maestro. I am not Maestro. In case you didn't know, I'm not him. I am not Himothy. I do have, however, the senior scout for SimWorld Hoops with me, Sniper J, back once again. We are going to discuss our top 3 new players around SimWorld Prep. We're excited to see this season. Before we get too deep into things, Jay, it's good to have you here with me again, my friend. How are you?
Yes, another day of dirty shorts, another day Sniper J is happy. I am happy to be here. Wish Maestro was here. He's not though, so we're taking over his show. So
You
if
sure
you see
are.
Maestro, if you hear about Maestro locked up in the closet with tape on, don't worry about it. Nothing happened.
Yeah, no, nothing at all. Well, look, Jay, it's good to have you here, man. Let's go ahead and let's jump in and get started. Since you are the guest here, I will lead the floor. I will give you the floor first. Who's the first player on your list? Oh, by the way, before we start jumping into this proper, want to preface all this by saying that these are just our players we are excited to see. If you're not on this list, it does not mean we are not excited to see you. These are just the guys that made the list. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, well, be right. You're very nice. If you're not on my list, I am not excited to see you, and you have something to prove. It just is what it is. As a senior scout, I'm not happy to watch all you play. I only want to see the best of the best. So if you're on the list, you have expectations to live up. If you're not on the list, you have something to prove. There goes your motivation right there. Okay,
I like it.
first person on my list, Kenji Sato, the 6'10" forward, weighing in at 204 pounds from the best coast ballers, B-Ron. I am excited because this guy can score the ball in multiple ways, and he's not afraid to protect the rim. At 6'10", defense has to be a priority, and I think he's not afraid of defense. He just haven't been taught at this level how to play defense, which I think Coach Dominguez is going to do for him. I think he has a very high ceiling. His ceiling is through the roof, and he has the frame that can make him not only a stretch four, but in the long run, he can be a 6'10" wing, kind of like a Kevin Durant, but that's very high. The person I'm thinking of is Jonathan Isaac. If you ever heard of him, B-Ron.
The name sounds familiar to me, but I hear a lot of names in my time. So
Yes, yes. Well, Jonathan Isaac, guy in the SWBA, played for Orlando Magic. He's about 6'11", moves like a guard, plays like a guard, but really is a four. So he draws that comparison to me because Isaac played at Florida State, super long, super athletic, really honed in his talents. I think this kid, if he's coached the right way and put in the best position, he can develop to that type of talent.
I don't know why. Real quick, I don't know why when you said that it reminded me of this guy, but you said he's 6'11" and moves like a guard.
Yes.
That reminds me of taking it back to the N1 days. A guy named Escalade.
Yes.
Uh, Real
Exactly.
big, heavy dude, but had
Hmm.
handles like a guard. That's insane. I just saw a TikTok on him the other day. Rest in peace, Escalade.
That's absolutely right. And these people have no idea about those days. But
They
if they
don't.
ever did some research on YouTube, you would be impressed.
You will most definitely go look him up. Go look him up. Anyway, on my list, my number 3 guy is Luka Novak, the guard from SimWorld Europe.
Hmm.
He's on my list because he was at the time he was the number 1 international recruit when Brooks Simpson got him to commit to SimWorld Europe. And from what I saw in some of the scrimmage footage, he has great court vision and he's very athletic, which really right now at this level, Jay, is gonna serve him very, very well at this level right now, and that could be enough to get him onto some SimWorld Youth Schools radars. As a matter of fact, using those 2 skills he has right there, as he's 6'5", 216 right now. He's just 16 years old, so he'll have another year after this in SimWorld Prep. Um, right now, he just has Kansas interested in him right now, which is a good school, obviously, real good school in the Big 12. But I think that you can get more looks at you if you continue to play well. I think Luka Novak has the potential to do that for SimWorld Europe.
That's an interesting pick. And now, how tall was he again?
He's 6'5".
Okay, big guard,
Yeah,
big guard. Yeah,
yeah.
I like that pick because of what you said, his court vision. I think that serves well for a big guard. I think the game, believe it or not, I know you short kings don't want to hear this, but the game is going to taller guards, and the more size you have, the better you are. The better you are off, especially in the Premier League like prep, because this is the best of the best. And I hate to say it, but the best of the best are usually pretty tall, pretty muscular, pretty athletic.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense to me. I think that that height will serve him well at this level. And again, everybody at this level can do one or two things pretty well, but everybody's pretty much athletic in their own respect, for their position, for their height, weight, that kind of thing. And like you said, it is the best of the best here in SimWorld Prep, and you're gonna get that game in and game out, even at the international level. And I think Luka Novak's gonna be a very good fit for Brooke Simpson and SimWorld Europe this season, and I think that that's why he's my number 3 guy.
Yep. I see you going 3, 2, 1. I'm going 1, 2, 3. Be right.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
at at number 2, I already did a piece on this guy. I really like his game. I think he has a lot of room to grow, and he plays for the yacht club. Tony Medici, and I hope I said that
You
right
did.
this
You got
time
it. You
because
got it.
there we go. You see, I'm getting it right, and he's 6'5", 178. And the reason I like this kid is because he's a great rebounder, and rebounding is a skill you really can't teach. People who has a knack for the ball, they always gonna have a knack for the ball. I always say think about Angel Reese. She's a phenomenal rebounder at her size. She's a little undersized for her position, but she leads the SWBA. I think that's right. No,
Close
not
enough.
SWBA. SWWBA, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know, something like
you
that.
got it. You got it. Yeah.
She leads it in rebounding, and I think Mr. Medici as a guard who rebounds is big time, especially at the prep level. And I think rebounding can lead to him playing defense. And if he could grow into that 6'5", 190, he's 178 right now, 190 lockdown guard, he could see a lot of interest in a lot of big schools, and he could become a premier guard in prep.
Okay, so you mentioned his rebounding. Firstly, I want to say, don't some people will hear Angel Reese and good X thing in the same sentence and go, "What are you talking about?" But I'm gonna leave it there. I think they're wrong. I'll leave it there. I'll leave
Well,
it there. I'll leave it there.
well, I understand to a casual consumer of basketball why Angel Reese is a bad player. But take it from me, a guy who played at a very high level and now the senior scout of SimWorld, um, it don't matter how you get your rebounds. Rebounding is hard, and a lot of people do not want to do it. So
Yeah, yeah.
from Miss Reese being able to rebound the way she rebounds, I don't care how many times she throws it off the backboard and hits whatever wherever it hits. If she gets it, it's a rebound. And to translate that all the way back over to Mr. Medici, if he's able to rebound against 6'10", 6'7", 6'11", 6'1", every game, all game, that is the type of guard coaches lean to because everybody's really athletic, but the guards are the ones who wins the game in the trenches. Those late rebounds that guards come in and scoop up, that's what I think this guy can do for teams.
I like it. I like it. Do you think that he could potentially lead the guards in terms of rebounds per game this season?
100%. 100%. If I'm being honest, if I throw a number out there, I hope he lives up to it. But I'm not putting no pressure on him. But around 6 boards to 7 boards a game is what I expect from him being a good rebounder.
Okay, I like that's solid. I like that, honestly. I like that spot for Medici. He's in my honorable mentions, actually. My number 2 guy is Brendan Gaucher from the
Hmm.
Philadelphia Elite. He fits very well into Dries Williams' system in terms of what he does well, that kind of thing. From what I've seen, he's got a good defensive game, and on the offensive side of things, at least, he can get his own shot using that solid jumper he has, and most importantly, he takes care of the basketball. And he's got the swagger and personality to fit very well into that Coach Williams system that he has over
100%.
there with the Philadelphia Elite.
Yes, I agree. You definitely have to you have to have something with you. I'm not gonna say what it is, but you got to have something with you to play with Philadelphia Elite. I agree with that.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. But he's my number 2 guy. You were doing your number 3 guy now. Yeah.
Yes, coming in at number three, straight from the Scorchers, and I really like this team name. I don't know why. Uh, Mr. Drew Hanna, 6'6",
It's a good pick.
189.
It's a good pick.
Yes, yeah, and he's 6'6", and he's small but crafty as an undersized big, and that's the reason why I like him. Good footwork, can score through contact. He has a good he's a good back to the basket scorer. Some would say he has good post moves. I would say he has sweet feet. That means he's good with his footwork and he's able to create angles. And like I said, he's able to finish through contact being a 6'6", because it's not easy being down there with the Giants. It's not, especially being 6'6". And I think he does a good job of handling that and being able. I think he's. I say that this is past tense. I think he's going to have the ability to do that in prep level after a couple games once you get adjusted to the size and the athleticism. Because
Yeah.
skill doesn't leave you. You just need to adjust.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And I think that coming from your regular standard high school basketball,
Mm,
that's a different level than SimWorld Prep here. In your regular public high school games, if you're really good, that's going to show a lot better than you be in an environment like this, where you're going up
yes.
against essentially the SWBA version of high school basketball. If I can compare it to anything, Jay, that's the best comparison I can make. Where the best of the best high school players come to play. So I think, like you said, it's gonna be an adjustment period for Hana in particular because of his height. But once he does get there, I do think, like you said, he'll be well off going forward for sure.
And just to add to that, B. Ron, if I may add one more
Yeah,
thing,
of course. Go
I,
ahead.
like so far, just like you just said, he's coming into prep, which is the Premier League, but I think he has a great foundation to build on with his size and how effective he can be on both sides of the ball. He's 6'6", and he's a mid range post player. I think if they can get some player development, they could change him into that strong small forward. I know power forward is like the strong small forward, but um, a strong small forward, which means he's gonna go in there, he's gonna rebound. That's what he naturally does. He's gonna make lefts. He's gonna cut. That's what he naturally does. He's 6'6". He's 189. He's strong. If you get him to move his feet and guard those smaller guards or guard those bigger guards on the wing, he can be a real asset to the Scorchers and teams at the next level.
Yeah, no, exactly. And before I get into my number 1 here, I want to go back to Gaucher for a minute because Gaucher right now he's 6'6", and this will
Hmm.
be his only season in prep. He's 17. It'll be his only
Hmm.
season in SimWorld Prep. But I do think that when you have that one season to show what you can do, I think that really does make you. I don't want to say play harder, because that's not the not the right phrase I want to use. But I think you know what I'm trying to say. You give a little bit more of your effort because you only have one opportunity, 1 year really, to impress these similar U schools before you can get to that level.
Uh, it definitely hyper focuses these young men in the sense that this is their shot to do what they dreamed of doing. So I wouldn't say it's a good pressure to have. And yes, they play hard, but they're also mindful of the opportunity that's at stake.
Yeah, exactly. And let me get into my number 1 here. My number 1 is going to be from Lakeshore Drive. It
Hmm.
is. Hang on. I got it here. Pablo Carter. I almost called him Pablo Guzman. It's the wrong Pablo. It's Pablo Carter on Lakeshore Drive. I saw when my post on Twitter went out yesterday talking about how we were gonna do the show, and I saw the head coach for Lakeshore Drive, Robert McHubbardson, was like, if Pablo Carter isn't on the list, y'all sleeping. Guess what, coach? I'm not sleeping. I'm very much awake on Pablo Carter. I saw his some of his scrimmage footage, and I really like what I saw from him in particular. He's 6'11" in high school. That's insane. I don't care what anybody says. That is very, very tall. I didn't know anybody that tall in high school. So to be 6'11" in high school is wild to me. That alone is going to cause matchup problems. You're not going to find a lot of kids that are 6'10" and above in high school. They get there as they get older, sure, but they're not going to be that tall in high school. That's very rare.
Rare. And he's 245. Big guy.
Yeah. Big kid. Big kid. So with all, besides all that, though, he is a extremely strong defender in the post from what I've seen of his footage from some of the viral stuff, and from the scrimmage footage that I've seen. He's a extremely strong defender in the post, and he's a shot blocking menace. He will block shots with the best of them, and that is gonna make a lot of these kids apprehensive about attacking the paint when he's on the floor. You're gonna look to find him on the floor because guess what? He's not hard to miss.
That's right. That's right.
So you're gonna look for him and you're gonna find him before you try to go in there. Is Carter in the game? No, he's not. All right, I can attack. If he's in the game, you might go, I don't know how I want to do this right now. I might try a floater instead. Your floater might even get swatted. That's how tall he is. The floater might even get swatted.
100%. Carter is definitely going to make everybody on the court feel his presence. You're definitely going to think twice about any shots you take in the paint area if Carter is in the game. And he's just another young guy. He's only 17, so he has like 5 more years to keep growing and keep developing. But he's so young, and he has exactly what you want to see in a young talent. He has the willingness and ability to play defense. That's one thing you just cannot teach is effort and willingness, and he has that already on the defensive end, so he can be coached on the defensive end, and everybody loves offense. So there's no reason to talk about offense, in my opinion. Everybody wants to go in the gym and shoot and work on their offensive game, but who's willing to play defense? And this young man, he might be on the one. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does this year. This young man, in his defensive paralysis, I'm interested to see if he can take the next step and dominate the prep league.
Yeah, I saw in the scrimmage footage he had swatted a shot and it went over the backboard when he swatted it, and that was impressive to see because he got up to get the ball and then it just went over the backboard. I was like, okay, that's I don't know if I want to if I'm somebody going in to shoot over him, I might not do it. And that's a business decision, being smart, right? That's not that's not quote unquote being scared, as some people like to say. I'm not scared of nobody. You hear all the time, Jay, and when you hear that, I'm like, I wouldn't say it's being scared. I would say that's smart basketball and knowing your opponent, right?
100%. If anything, you're not going to embarrass me by blocking my shot into the second staircase of the arena.
Yeah.
No, not me. I mean, you do you. If you want to drive in there and test the waters, you could go swimming. But me, I'd be on the beach in the sand with my feet up, relaxing.
Right.
I'm not testing the waters. And the fact that you said all that about him makes me think of one person, and I grew up with him. I know him real well. He's in the SWBA. His nickname is the Time Lord, and his name is Robert Williams. Amazing shot blocker, great timing, cleans the glass, rebounds. If this kid could watch film on him and mirror his game, he could be where the Time Lord is right now.
The Time Lord is a crazy nickname. I love that so much.
Nickname, right?
I love that. Nicknames are back, baby. Nicknames are back. No more of this KD, SGA. Those aren't nicknames. Those are abbreviations. Give the Time Lord is a real nickname. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, look, let's get into our honorable mentions here. I mentioned one of mine earlier is Tony Medici. I spoke to him a little bit ago on Quick Hits. Really great young man. The Outcomes got some really good kids in their team in terms of great human beings from what I've seen with all the outreach they've done and community service, that kind of thing that they're doing. And I think that all that's great and all. And I like Medici for his play, and his pedigree comes from a family who played basketball. His dad played ball professionally as well. So looking forward to see how he takes some of maybe his dad's teachings and uses them to fit in his own game. My other honorable mention is CJ Green from Run DMV. I had to get one of my Run DMV Maryland guys on here, and I found a way to do it. CJ Green, you're on the list, my guy. You made the list.
Yep, I have no honorable mentions, B-Ron. I don't have any. I don't want any. I don't want to give recognition to these kids because I want them to go out there and earn it.
That's fair.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I think as the senior scout, I'm already a little too vocal, but I want to be vocal and let y'all know that I am here to watch y'all and help y'all. I'm not just here to critique, but I am going to be hard on you because I expect the best out of you. And if you didn't make the list, prove me wrong. Just prove me wrong.
Well, that's a great way to end the show, Sniper. Thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate you again, my friend. We'll see what happens next week. I might bring you on next week again, but I might give somebody else a chance to hop in here with me and see what we can cook up here on Talking Dirty with Maestro. Talking Dirty with Maestro, scratch out his name, underscore with the little carrot, B-Ron. Well, look, thank you again for joining me. Really appreciate it, my man. We'll catch you guys next time, and remember, you all, we never let Jason Bourne borrow your car, and we'll see you next time.